That's what time is so different for us. Because time is subjective. And yet we believe the watch and the clock more than we believe our experience. We have reduced ourselves to that state, that the experience of the sunlight, the experience of sunrise and sunset determines our time. Experience of watches determines our time, and not our experience of how time is flowing. In the higher levels of consciousness, this changes, and we have a better notion of what time really is. It's a creation. It's a creation through the mind. Time and space both are created by the mind. They don't exist, but we experience them. We experience them in a very subtle way by using our consciousness to operate in these events like that. So all this is revealed to us through meditation and by going to higher levels of consciousness and knowledge. This is not something that's confined to a few people who can psychically find out. No. This knowledge is stored in all of us without exception. And we all have access to it. And the method is simple. Withdraw your attention within yourself, not outside. We are willing to run everywhere else to find knowledge, but not where knowledge is stored, which is within ourselves. We have questions to ask from outside and not go to where the questions have been answered already, inside. You go within and you will find all your questions have been answered already there. In fact, my experience is nobody asks a question to me to which he doesn't have the answer. He just wants me to verbalize it for him, to speak out. And he says, yes, I know, that's it. If you already know, why are you asking me? You're asking me because the question is apparent to you, the answer is hidden inside you. Supposing I give an absolutely bizarre answer. He said, no, doesn't make sense. Which answer will make sense to a questioner? The answer which is already inside the questioner. The question doesn't arise if you don't have the answer. But the answer is locked up at a slightly different level of consciousness. So when you go to higher levels of consciousness, all your questions get answered automatically. Because your questions arose from the answer that was stored there. Your curiosity, your seeking led to ask you those questions, and the answers were inside you. It's a remarkable experience. After some time, people say, I have no more questions. After a little experience, you come to know, I have no more questions. Everything is being answered from within. There are two ways for us to answer our questions. Questions in life. Everyday questions. One is by thinking about an answer. The second is by gut feeling about the answer. First is a rational way, a thinking way, a reasoned way of using our mind to find an answer. The second is intuitive way, through intuition, through gut feeling, through a feeling, I just know it, I don't know how. These two ways of answering questions, why are they different? Because one is activated by the mind, which works in time and space. The other is activated by your consciousness or soul, which does not work in time and space. When you have to think out an answer, a reasoned answer, it takes time. It doesn't matter how small the question is, how small the answer is, it takes time. Because thought is involved. And even the smallest thought takes time. But when gut feeling takes place, there is no time involved at all. It's just a feeling that comes so suddenly, there's no time in it. Therefore, the gut feeling that we get, the intuitive feeling we get, intuition that we get is directly from the soul. The mind has no ability to get it. When we think out an answer, the mind is activated. Now, what we have done in life is that we have depended continuously upon the mind to find answers. We have been encouraged. We have been encouraged to think more for yourself. Use your mind. All our life we have been taught how to think more. Nobody ever said, don't think but start your intuition and gut feeling. Therefore, we have practiced thinking more than anything else. So we think about everything. And thinking leads to very often confusion. Because the more we think, the more options spring up. If a person comes to me and says, oh, I'm very certain about something, I say, let's think about it a little more. And after 10 minutes, we are both confused. Thinking is not a process that solves problems. Thinking is that raises more issues, brings up more facts in front of us, which we didn't know. Intuitive answers are very different. Intuitive answers don't come from what your question in front is. Intuitive answers come from all the wisdom you have accumulated over several lifetimes. And the gut feeling operates from there because that is registered from the soul, not from the mind. But what do? Even after hearing that intuition is a better way to make decisions, we still want to think and make decisions. And when we think, then we say, oh, I made a mistake. Why? Because I didn't see that earlier. Very often, our intellectual and reasoned thinking and reasoned answers go wrong because we discover we didn't have full facts. That new data springs up all the time and demolishes the answer we found by thinking. Intuitive doesn't go that way. At the end, we say, I should have gone with my gut feeling. I've heard this all over the world saying this. Then why don't we practice living by a gut feeling? What is the function of the mind and the function of our soul? The basic function of the mind is to think and find ways of doing what your soul wants. That's what the mind was supposed to do. Mind was supposed to be of service to us. The mind was given as a beautiful, wonderful slave to us, to work things out and communicate, use language, use process of writing and speaking, use processing, data, insight, make out means of implementing your purpose in life. Mind was supposed to be for these things. What did we do? We started asking the mind what to do. The mind has become our master and we become its slave. It's reverse. We were supposed to be the master to use our mind, but we are being used by the mind today. We reverse the position. Therefore, intuition comes from the soul and is this voice of the master. And the thinking process is the voice of the slave. The master should give instruction to the slave what it should think. The gut feeling should be a decision-making thing, and the thinking should be how to implement that decision. Just try this little restructuring of your life will go up immediately. You will put your horse in front of the cart. Right now the cart is in front of the horse. You just straighten out this, that we were supposed to make our own decisions intuitively and make the mind implement those decisions and find ways to do it in this world. This is not something spiritual I'm talking of worldly activities here. Just make that switch and you see the difference. But the mind will always argue as if it is something that's sitting inside our head teaching us what to do. We want to go with a gut feeling. Mind says, no, how can you be sure? Is it a gut feeling? It can create doubt right there. But that's the function of the mind. We trained it to do that, to be a skeptic. Nothing in us was a skeptic to start with. We were believers, seekers, believers. And the mind made us skeptics. Oh, how can you be sure? This is dangerous. Maybe this will lead you to hell. Maybe the devil you are talking to. It can create so many things in our head and sway us away from our truth. But when we go with our own feeling in the soul, we go right. Mind should be used for the purpose it was given to us.